Okay, so once you're set, stand to the left side of the blankets and then turn to your right so you're facing them. Paw out the mat with the feet so you're shifting from foot to foot. And then shift the weight into the right foot and notice how strong the right side of the body feels, as if you were in Tadasana, but then the left leg is just hovering. Step the left foot onto your blanket and play with bending the left knee. It might feel a little short at first. You'll have the option to step back later, but just notice how this setup feels for now. Straighten the left. Straighten the left leg and come back into that Tadasana feeling in the right side. So you feel really supported by the right leg and the back body. And then gently, without losing that sensation, play with bending the left knee and just gently spiraling to the left. The left hand can sweep back like you have the lightest bowling ball in the world. And then push into the left leg, coming back to center. And we'll add the breath. The next exhale bends the left knee, gentle rotation here, and then just start to bounce on your own. You should feel equal weight in both legs, so it's not about shifting all your weight forward. You really want to feel the support of the back leg and the back line. And the next time you shift forward, pause there, push into the right foot or the left foot, sweep the arms open for Virabhadrasana 1. Feel equal weight in both feet and push a little extra into the back foot and notice if that can help you extend really evenly from the back ankle all the way up the spine. And then gently start to melt the spine over the front leg. Hands can slide down the leg, doesn't matter how far you go, just make sure that the spine feels really supported. If it's comfortable, you can sway the hips from side to side. And then lift the back heel, bend the back knee, and lower the back knee to the mat. The front foot's still on the blanket. Push into the front foot and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. As you sweep the arms up, play with lifting the left heel and draw that energy up the back line of the body so it goes into the left calf, left hamstring, all the way up the spine and helps you extend into the back bend. And then release the heel down, coming to neutral, and bring the left leg under you so you're kneeling. Release the hands down and then walk them in front of the blanket so you're at tabletop and the blankets are underneath the navel. Paw out the hands. Find a comfortable place for the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, and with your next exhale, lift the knees. And then inhale to set them down. Try this a couple of times and try to prevent the back from arching as the knees lift, just like we did when the spine was on the bolster at the beginning of class. The next time the knees are down, press the hips back to the heels, let the spine round, try to feel that hollow body effect. And then with your next inhale, push into the balls of the feet, slowly start to round forward towards cat pose, feel front edge of body sucking up towards the back edge. And then gently lower the hips down, and the blanket should catch the upper thighs way before you're as deep as you normally would go into an up dog. So if that didn't happen, scooch forward so the edge of the blankets are closer to the knees. And then we'll just play with letting the front of the body open, nice soft shoulders. Sway the hips from side to side as a check to make sure you're not compressing the low back at all. There shouldn't be any pressure in the low back. And then flatten the tops of the feet, release the forehead to the blankets, taking a moment in Bhaktasana. We'll have the option to do that again, or you can stay in this lovely supported Bhaktasana. If you'd like to repeat our waving vinyasa, float up to table, tuck the toes under, use your next exhale to hover the knees, and then set them down. And then exhale to return to Bhaktasana with toes tucked under. Inhale, push into the big toes to initiate the rounding of the spine. Let the hips press forward, feel the body hollow out. And then as you come forward, let the thigh bones lower towards the blankets. Pull back on the yoga mat to let the front of the body open. If this feels intense, try adding another blanket and try scooting the blankets further back towards the knees so they catch you sooner. Press back to Bhaktasana with the forehead on the mat and hover the wrists, just giving the hands a little break, so it's just fingertips on the earth but no wrists. And then walk the hands onto the blanket, lift the hips, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and press into the blanket to shift the weight back into the heels in a forward fold with this nice prop underneath the hands. So bend the knees deeply. Let more support come from the back of the body so the heels are pressing down. And then we'll go back into that familiar sequence. Let the hands drag towards the feet, press into the feet to slowly roll up. When you get to the top, hands float up. And then hands lower and the heels lift. Option to bend the knees and lean back a little bit. And then lower the heels down. Shift the weight into the left foot and step the right foot onto the mat. Is that, yeah, great. Okay, so equal weight in both feet. Start to bend into the right knee, gently spiraling to the right. And then straighten the right leg and notice how more weight shifts back into the left leg. Unweight the right leg just a little bit so you feel this Tadasana action of the left side of the body. And then bend the right knee and gently shift the weight. And take a couple of bounces on your own and really try to move as lightly as possible here so you feel that deeper layer of support. And it really matters not at all how much you rotate or how much the knee bends. The next time you spiral into it, push into the right foot, relax the arms down, and use your next inhale to sweep the arms forward and up. Push down into the left foot and try to feel that nice smoothness all the way up the front of the left leg into the front of the body. Heart lifts, soft shoulders. Take a breath here. You can wiggle the right foot forward or to the right a little bit if that feels good. And then start to release forward, letting the spine melt over the leg. Hand slides down the leg. Be as soft as possible and keep awareness in the left leg so not all the weight shifts forward into the front leg. Keep hands on the leg or lower them to the blanket and gently sway the hips from side to side. Try to keep equal weight in both feet as you sway. And notice how that changes where you feel it. And then lift the back heel. Gently lower the back knee down. And then push into the front foot, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Once the spine stacks, gently lift the arms and lift the heel. You can come up to neutral or extend the spine a little extra. Take a breath. And then release the arms down. Let the hips stack over the knee. Bring the right knee underneath the body so you're kneeling. Second round of our waving vinyasa. You can do it the exact same way from tabletop, or you'll have the option to do it from down dog. So walk the hands in front of the mat. Come into a plank pose and make sure the knees are just behind the blanket, so the blanket is under most of your thigh. Press back to Bhaktasana, forehead on the blanket. Tuck the toes under if they're not already. The first one we'll do in the original way, just as a reminder. So push into the big toe and notice how that starts to unweight the hips. Let the hips glide forward, the spine melts softly. And then once the shoulders make it to the wrists in your cat pose, gently start to release the hips down. Let the blankets catch the thighs and let the spine unfurl effortlessly. Little bend in the elbows, heart peeks forward. And then lower the knees, flatten the feet, press back to Bhaktasana. You can always rest here. You can repeat it again in that same way. And if you'd like to try with downward dog, follow my cues. Float up to table. Tuck the toes under. Walk the hands forward, one handprint. Use your exhale to hover the knees. And then inhale, press into the hands, reaching the hips up and back. Bend the knees really deeply like a little leapfrog and bring the belly towards the thighs. Use your next exhale to lengthen the back of the legs any amount and gently sway the hips from side to side. Notice how this changes where you feel the sensation in the back body and in the hamstrings. And then center the weight and start to lift the heels. Let this initiate the rolling forward hollow body. So front edge of the body sucks up towards the back edge into a puffy plank. And then we'll all lower the knees. Blankets catch the thighs and drag the hands back to let the spine unfurl. It's up to you. You can go back to Bhaktasana. You can press right back into down dog. And I'll give you guys a moment to explore that trajectory or take your rest. So enjoy. We've done a lot to wake up the deep core and wake up the back line and wake up the shoulders. So see how fluidly you can make this transition. Oh, beautiful. Nice. And we'll just take a few more breaths. So eventually make your way into Bhaktasana. Press down into the knees to slowly roll up one vertebra at a time.